We are having a conversation that a lot of times have come up. We haven't really seen the head and the tail of it, but we'll keep talking about it. We're talking about record labels. And usually, when it comes to the gospel music space, you have people do a lot of them doing things on their own, a few record labels, but then you notice that most of these singers come from the church. And if it becomes very difficult, most of them leave the church and seek other opportunities elsewhere. How or why can we not have these churches, especially the big ones, establishing, because you know that they have great music, ministries in the churches, establish a record label and the support from the church help these singers so that they can establish themselves, because it's very difficult doing things independently. And so that's why this afternoon we're talking about this. A gentleman that we mentioned earlier, I've watched him on several platforms, including Project Fame. I was just telling Raya about that, but he has been in the industry for a very long time. Royal Chris is his name. Good afternoon. Yeah, we'll go there. Great. And also, so I was missing the name Adjei. So it's Adjei, but this one is Rose Adjei. And she is also here, looking lovely in her white and green. Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And finally, we've got another lady who is a singer, Olivia Asare, looking nice in yellow. She's got my color also. Yeah. Good afternoon. Welcome. So you're welcome to the Table of Life. This is Metro TV's Table of Life, where everything happens here. Nanaya and Helen are also here. They'll come in as and when. Royal Chris is here, Rose J is here, and also Olivia Asare. So let me just get back to Chris as he was making a point about the churches helping out. Chris, you can go.
It would be nice, it would be good for the church to have a record label. But I don't think the church see the music ministry as a business, that we should have a record label and then sign everybody on. Because I think the record label, it comes with a lot of responsibilities, making sure the artist is everywhere, marketing the artist, creating opportunities for the artist to have opportunity to record with other artists and paying for videos and other things. And is the church ready to pay for that? Because it comes with a lot of cost.
Okay.
And me thinking that the church not seeing that aspect as a music, as a business, it will be some way difficult for them to have a record label. But if they should have a record label, I think some way, somehow, it's going to help some of us. But some churches have studios where you can go and then record your songs, and then they try to promote the song for you. So whilst we can't have record labels in churches, I think we should have a way to promote the artists, putting them on churches' programs. Now we do a lot of Facebook Lives. So if the artist in your church has a video, you try and play the video before the service starts, and then and all that. So that is what I think. But if they should have a record label, I think it's going to be fantastic. Okay. It's going to help some of us.
Rose, you're doing this by yourself?
Yes, I am.
There's no label. So how are you financing everything?
Wow. We'll say God always makes provision when He gives visions.
Okay.
I would love, for churches to have record labels, but it's a whole ball game altogether. It's a very difficult task.
Okay.
Because it comes with a lot of expenses and a lot of responsibilities. As Chris said, the music business is not something that when you invest, you get your money there and then. It takes a lot of time. And I'm not very sure that the church will have that patience. But I believe if they can support the artists, it will help. Like, when we are having our events, we need auditoriums.
Yeah.
The church is there. You can give them the auditorium. We'll go sometimes to go and hire instruments. The instruments are in the church. So you don't need to go and pay for instruments.
Yeah, those things, yeah.
And there is this power that the man of God carries. The moment he stands in front of the church and tells them, Rose is about to do a program. We need the support of everybody in the church. Everybody supports. So
but
by
is that
so
not
doing,
the more reason why there should be a concrete plan? See, the church, everybody goes to church.
Yes.
Whether you like, everybody goes to church. We say that we're a religious nation in that sense. You have a lot of Christians out there. And imagine that the church goes in for business-oriented people to come in and say that we have this music thing that we want to do. So maybe I've established my church, God of Fire Ministries. So God of Fire record label. I've seen these talented people, 1, 2 in my church. I think that these people can really be great one day. So let's put a plan together. Is it not that our mindset, we've thought that it cannot work? That is why we've not even attempted it.
It's a process. It's a process. It's not a 9-day wonder.
Yeah.
It's going to take time. And as Chris said, the church don't see the music as a business entity. You understand? So getting into that is a whole ball game altogether. You need to bring people who are musically inclined, those people who can manage music business to get involved. And you know, when it comes to church, it is different from getting into a business. So it's going to be a two-way thing. So from the beginning, before you can do a record label, first thing first, start to support the musicians in the little way you can. Maybe by so doing, somebody in the church who has, a businessman or an investor can even say, oh, I really love and I admire this gift. Let me invest in. And you start from there.
Olivia, the church has the numbers. The church has the numbers, but the church also, because we are not taking or seeing it as a business, you'll be called for concerts and you'll be giving drink and meat pie. Thank you, God bless you, and all of that. If the church itself is not taking control of that, how would the others see you? You go to corporate entities, the church self know they help you. How much more we corporate that we are looking for money? I'm making a valid point. I want to know your thoughts about that.
I get you, and I think I agree with you. The church needs to support us. But like my sister and brother said, they don't see it as a responsibility.
Who should change that mindset? I'm just asking, who should change the mindset? Because there are examples. It hurts me always to use our Nigerians as the examples, but that's the truth. You have your friend is saying Sinach and Aben being sponsored by this particular church. You have another church.
But
say
that's,
that.
you see, that's. I think it depends on the man of God, the pastor in charge.
It's not even about the man. We see that Pastor Chris has helped a lot of people.
Yes.
Is Pastor Chris the only pastor in Nigeria? No. And do you think he just woke up one day? It took a process. That's what we are talking about.
But when
because there was a time. That's what I'm saying. It didn't start from today. That's what I'm telling you.
Let's
there is a process.
Point,
I think he has passion for music.
That's right.
Yeah. So if our pastors will also have passion to promote us, that would be a good thing.
But it is our pastors, before they preach, let's welcome Royal Chris to give us the ministration.
Sure.
He'll sing powerfully, and then the church will be like, oh, Royal Chris, why has he? Then after the church, he's standing by the roadside trying to get a taxi and go. Adjei will come and you give a meat pie and hey, thank you so much for coming and all of these things. How do we grow? Because I know you are all saying that it is a process, but we started talk this process. It's not.
You see, Sinach had that let me say exposure from Pastor Chris, because when he was in when she started, there were a lot of events and programs that he attended, and he went along with her.
Okay.
And he saw that even from then, it was helping the lady get exposed to the outside world. And that is what we are talking about. So after the girl got to a level, let me say the woman, sorry for saying girl, when she got to that level that everybody saw and loved what she had, he saw it that no, it wasn't only Sinach, because I think Sinach also helped and made way for the others to also follow. That's what I'm saying. It's a process. And even sometimes it depends on the seriousness of the artist. There are a lot of people who, when the church even starts to help, you see them leaving. And that is one of the reasons why some pastors would not even want to help. Because I'm sure that the predecessors, some of them had help. I know one or two musicians who I saw pastors helping, renting homes for them, giving them money to even go to school, because the church was like an English-speaking church, and they wanted that musician to also flow in the English language and also minister in the English language. When the person started and got to a level, they left the church. So you see, when it comes to something like that, and you see there are a lot of more serious ones, the pastor will be like, the first one that even came that I helped, I didn't even see anything. Why should I? So there are a lot of people who would love to help. But as I said earlier, everything starts, it's a process.
It's a process.
Yeah.
Let me ask if any of you have been approached by a record label before. Chris, have you?
It was me who approached a record
You
label.
approached,
Yes, I
okay.
did. Because I realized that in this music industry, even for somebody to be your manager, the person has to be in the music business.
Yeah.
And you can't do this on your own. I approached a record label. They told me they can't. They don't even know how they manage a gospel artist. They don't know how they are going to do that. So it's not possible. It's not possible. I don't want to mention the name.
So that is a deficit
Yeah.
for the gospel music industry, because for a big record label in the country to say that, Olivia, we love your songs, it's so beautiful, so nice, but how are we going to get our monies back?
That's
I
the
mean,
thing.
well, that people go to church every day, and as you said, if the pastor comes to the pulpit and says, "This is Olivia Asare, she's released a song, let's go online and stream her songs," I'm sure about 90% of the church members will do that to help.
Yeah.
But Olivia, as artists also, do you think that you've positioned yourselves in a way that the church also sees that you're serious or business-minded with it, so then we can invest in you and say that, you know what, we know things are hard, you cannot do this independently, and so this is what we are doing to support you. The gospel fraternity, or you think some of the things that we have heard in the past, as Rose was saying, so okay, I'll bring the examples later. Olivia, help me with that.
Well, I can speak for myself.
Sure.
Yeah. I think that for me, I have actually dedicated my life to this. I have really served in the house of the Lord. Yeah. So we are still believing God to open doors for us.
You're looking forward to a label.
Yep.
Has anyone come before, or have you approached any before?
No, because I am now starting
Okay.
commercially. I have been in the church.
Okay,
box,
okay.
yeah. So I am now starting. So I'm trusting God for.
But your church is supporting you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
like if people say, "Oh, we don't see you out there," you don't. But I'm really a church boy. Like, people don't know. For like 10 years now, I've been doing praise and worship in my church. I don't really go out.
Okay.
Like a church
yeah.
boy, because sometimes you want to push, it's not coming. And as Auntie Rose said, recording, promotion, even after doing the live videos, you have to go and do overdubs here. I started a concert. I did the first one, the second one, and the third one I couldn't do
Couldn't happen.
because the money involved is so much. And I know some pastors or the church may not be able to finance our projects, but they have a way. As Maru said, the pastors, they have, when they are on the pulpit and they said,
And they
this
speak.
person is doing this, we should support. The people do support. And they can't have a record label, but what we can plead is they should try and promote us.
And promote.
Yes, promote our work. If a pastor should post my
Your video.
my video or artwork right now, everybody in the church will post it on his or her status, and it will go far. And another thing that I think that, you see, Christ Embassy, they had their own music. They had their own
The kind of sound
kind
that
of
they wanted.
sound
to
that they
put out.
wanted. So they try to manage the art. I think for some time, Sinach was not even going out to sing
Yeah.
and do other things. Maybe some other churches should also learn. Me, I know that my church very soon they'll start doing
that.
Yes, because my pastor particularly, I know that my pastor will have a record label because their passion for music is so high, and he doesn't have the money to do all, but he tries to empower us. Yes, he tries to empower us. So the record label, they're ready.
We've heard several stories of people who started from the church. If secular artists come here, when did you start singing? Oh, I started from the church, like I was a singer, I was playing the drums and all of those things. And the support from the church is not coming. They would step out. And would lose a lot of people who could be doing that for the Lord. Who would step out? Rose. The record label thing, from your perspective, it looks like a long way that needs to start gradually and we'll get there. But in the meantime, Chris has given a suggestion. What do you also think that the church could do to support artists or singers so that they don't just remain in the church, lead one song, get one praises, and that's it. The next weekend will come the same way, and I want to, all of those things.
First of all, I think as an artist, those who are watching you should see that you are so focused on what you want to do and the passion for what you want to do is very strong.
Okay.
Because I know there are a lot of people who have support in their ministries and in their churches.
Okay.
So as I said, when you see how serious the artist is in your church or the musician is in your church, there are a lot of things you can do. Organize concerts for them or organize worship programs, so that at least they can get an income.
True.
So that at least they can use it to even go to the studio, get yourself maybe a single or something out there. Feel proud that you have a singer in your church. Promote them, because this is not an easy task. And I'll also say this shouldn't be an issue for you to say that because I didn't get the support, I had to leave. You understand? Because everything you do in this world, most especially any good thing you do, it is not easy. The Sinash we sometimes see and feel proud about, there was a sacrifice she made that touched the heart of her pastor that made him support her. So you can't wake up and say, I'm not getting support. We shouldn't use that as an excuse, because if we all do, we will all not be in the church. You understand? But sometimes the sacrifices we make in the church open doors.
Okay.
Because the Bible tells us that a man's gift maketh way for him.
Okay.
I have been in this industry. Next year, April, will be my 10th year.
10th year. Okay.
Yes, in the industry. And I've worked with 2 record labels. And after that, for the past 5 years, I've been working on my own. I'm my own manager, I'm my own producer, I'm my own everything. But you cannot deny the fact that I produce quality songs, quality videos.
Why you your own everything?
Yes, because that is the passion. I believe it's a gift that God has
Are you
given
not
me.
finding the right people to handle you?
It is not. I'm not finding. The Bible says can two work together
unless
they agree. Even if you get a record label, the record label has his or her agenda and plan on which he or she can work with to get the cash fast. Which, let me say, the secular artists are able to get, because you can go to the club to perform, you can go to occasions, but with church, we are limited to certain places. So you can't get the money as fast as the record label will want to get it. So that's how come it's very difficult.
Okay.
But since I haven't given up, God has also not given up on me.
Okay.
And I'm still there. So
okay, great.
We should hang up in there.
Unfortunately, we're running out of time, and this conversation was getting a lot of questions were coming in mind, but I think we need to do a part 2 of this. So we'll just talk about quickly on your individual projects. Olivia, what are you working on right now?
So I have a single out.
Okay.
Titled Buame.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on YouTube and all social media platforms. So
Okay.
you can stream it.
Okay, sure. So we'll be wrapping up with Wami by Olivia Asare, though. And Royal Chris?
I have a single out. It's called Game Changer.
Game
Already,
Changer,
yes,
okay.
and I'm working on other projects. I have had songs
A
in
lot
the
of
studio.
them, eh?
Yes, but we're still trying and trusting God that things work successfully. But I have a new song with Sisi Bedu,
Okay.
Game Changer.
Okay.
Well, I also have a single that was released a month ago, and the video was released today.
Today? Okay,
Yes.
so a lot of new videos dropping today.
Yes, it dropped today, and I'm super excited because I guess 2 years ago, on the 7th of November, I released my 3rd album, Nagod.
Okay.
So after 2 years, finally I'm out with a
to drop
single,
something.
and it's amazing. So you can stream on all digital platforms, and on YouTube you get the video. So
Okay, so many thanks for coming this afternoon.
Thank you.
For engaging us in this conversation. So that's it. We pray that the churches will get more money and push it for our artists to thrive in the gospel music space. Many thanks for joining us. And so we'll just have a quick one from Ruth. Okay, so you can just start playing, and then Ruth will sing. Yeah, so just start. She'll sing from here. Yeah, I mean Olivia.
Olivia.
Sorry, Olivia. Please, let's go on. Yeah, so you can just say from there.
Can we sing together? You are God
Yeah.
from beginning to the end. There's no place for arguments. You are God all by yourself. You are God from beginning to the end. There's no place for arguments. You are good all by yourself. You've got times and seasons in your hand. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, you call
And that is it. It's a wrap. Enjoy the rest of our programs. And yeah, catch you tomorrow, same time, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Bye-bye.